Isaac Edelman here with Davi Belfort, Western quarterback, and of course the Virginia Tech quarterback commit. I just want you to first talk about the amount of success you're having this season. I feel like when people interview you, they might be going straight to your dad or your social media following or going to college to play football, but I want to focus on this Western Wildcats team. How are they doing this season?
No, for sure. It's been an amazing year. We started the year off being one of the best teams in the country, Militant, a powerhouse from Georgia. And, it's been a great year. This year has taught me a lot, not only football, but just, my personal side of my relationship with God. This year, the main thing has for us to stay like this, stay even ground, level-headed, throughout the season, throughout the ups, throughout the downs. We've had a lot of ups this year, and we've also had some downs too. We've lost some games this year that we should have won, but that brought us closer together as a team, closer together as a unit, to help us, when we get to playoffs, how we can, when things aren't going our way, rally together, trust in one another, and find a way to win. So this year has been great. We've won a lot of great games. I've been having my best year so far statistically. I'm blessed to have the amazing line I have. Those 5 guys blocking for me. Shout out to them. Without them, nothing is possible. They're a hell of a group. Daniel, Tez, Malord, Armani, and Lakota. Those guys, and Carlos. Those are the guys right there. And my receiving core is, I believe, one of the best receiving core in the country. I have guys all over the field that be making plays, and without them too, nothing's possible. So I'm beyond grateful to have them too, making plays for me and making my job easy.
Of course, and obviously the season isn't over yet.
No.
You guys have strong playoff chances. You already made you already won the district,
yeah.
So obviously you're going to make the playoffs.
No.
Hopefully host a home game. Here's the thing, though, right? When it's all said and done, and you're going to be at Virginia Tech, what are you going to look back, right? What sticks out about this Western team that you're never going to forget?
Just the family, the bond we have, with one another. During the weekend, we're always together, always hanging out with one another. That for sure, and just win a state championship. We talk about that ever since I transferred over here. That's been the number one goal, win a state championship. When I go to Virginia Tech, that's one thing I want to be remembered for, win a state championship in high school, and I haven't been able to do that so far in my 3 years in high school, and that's something I want really bad, win a state championship. And I know we're going to get it done. We just got to do our job, do our job. Each player's got to do our job. We just got to keep coming together as a team and keep getting better each and every single day and focusing 1 week at a time and practicing like a state championship team so we can get that done.
Obviously, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, right? So picking a school is a lot of pressure for you, but
100%.
it kind of is a lot of pressure for the team because they're recruiting the heck out of you. The fans want you.
100%.
So talk about the mutual respect between you and Virginia Tech.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's amazing, just the relationship I have with those coaches and the players are sensational. I love that school so much, and to be honest, it was a very tough process. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. But what stood out about Virginia Tech is just the family. They were real ever since the jump. And I feel like it was the best fit for me on the field and outside of the field. And I just can't wait to get there and to help VTech bring a national championship to Blacksburg. I love those fans, best fan base in the country. Love those coaching staff. They had a great win against Wake Forest, and I know they're just going to continue do that week in and week out. And I just can't wait to get there in January. I'm really excited.
I mean, I'm just a reporter, but if I was committing to college, I would commit to Virginia Tech just because of that Enter Sandman intro.
That's crazy.
Just imagine yourself, picture yourself walking through the tunnel, coming out with the crowd and the sound of Enter Sandman. Just let's fast forward. Let's say you're going to be doing that in a year from today, which you will be. Just what are the feelings going to be? What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I went to once I committed there. When I committed there in March, I'd never been to a game, and I went for the first time in week 1 when they played Old Dominion. And ever since I committed, it was all this hype about Enter Sandman. And I went there, and that hype is real. Like, it's the best entrance by far in college football, best fan base by far in college football. And it's sensational, man. I just can't wait to be there. Like when I was there watching the game, I wasn't even playing. I got goosebumps. So I can't imagine me playing and how it's gonna be like. It's gonna be crazy for sure.
Yeah, and just moving outside of football, social media, right? It's a big part of today's game. Not really a few years ago, but now it's just gonna continue to grow.
For sure.
But you are the most followed player in Broward County in high school football. What did it take, and what do you have to do to ignore the hate and also ignore the love because it could sometimes be too much.
No, 100%. I feel like it's just a balance, just knowing if you stand it too much, it can be a distraction. What I've been doing this season, it's actually been my first time doing this. It's been the best thing for me, for my team, for my mental and just everything. During the week, I don't enter social media. I have someone that runs my social media during the week. And then during the weekend, I'll enter once in a while. But during the week, I'm focused on the team that I'm playing Friday, I feel like that's fair for me to give all my attention, and all my just thoughts to my team to help us win Friday night. So I've been doing that, and it's been the best thing for me. I'm going to when I transition to college, I'm going to be doing the same thing, just to make sure I'm locked in throughout the week. And it's definitely a blessing, it's definitely a blessing, but at the same time, it can be a curse, if you don't know how to manage it. One thing that's really huge for me too is, like, I don't read comments. I don't care what other people say about me that aren't in my inner circle. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not in my shoes. I'm super blessed to have people around my inner circle that help me be a better man of God, help me be a better person, and help me be a better football player day in and day out. So those are the people that I'm listening to, that I'm asking for advice. So, yeah. Yeah,
and I'm sure your dad is one of them.
Of course,
obviously, a big part of your following is your dad, one of the most famous UFC fighters. Just, he's no football player, but what is it? Obviously, first of all, fatherhood is important,
100%.
But just how can the UFC things he's taught you contribute to the football field?
No, 100%. I mean, it's huge. I'm beyond blessed to have him and my mom in my corner. My dad's taught me so much, just listening to him and just seeing him throughout his career. Ever since I was born, pretty much, he was fighting. Even before I was born, obviously, but like just seeing him day in and day out, seeing him prepare for a camp, seeing him put the work in when no one's watching, you know what I'm saying? Seeing him do what it takes to be a world champion, seeing him do what it takes to be one of the best ever, and that's taught me a lot. Like if I want to be great at something, I got to work, and that's kind of something I've established in my football career. I started football late. I started my first year ever playing quarterback. I was 14 years old, so I started really late. Because I was born in Brazil. Came to America when I was like 6, but found the sport when I was 13. Started playing quarterback when I was 14. So I started playing the sport late. So I had to do things other kids weren't doing, so I could catch up to other kids. So I knew I had to work triple, double the amount of other kids working as me because they had an advantage on me. They had years ahead on me. So I knew that's something I had to do. So I've established kind of that work ethic my dad taught me in the game of football and just so much other things. I'm beyond grateful to have him in my corner. My mom in my corner, my family in my corner. Family means everything to me. I'm just so grateful for them.
Yeah, and obviously if you go to Brazil and you mentioned football, it's a different kind of football.
No, 100%.
How can you inspire, obviously through your social media following too, just this type of football, right?
Yeah, no,
NFL
100%.
in Brazil.
Yeah, I went to Brazil in July, and it was sensational. It was one of the best trips. I mean, I go to Brazil like once a year, but before I went in July, it's been like 2 years that I haven't gone because of COVID. And I went in July, and it was sensational. The people there, my family there, it was just amazing. Amazing. It was freaking sensational just to see how the sport's growing there. I got a chance to go to a bunch of football events there, and just the sport's growing there tremendously. I mean, it was so awesome just going there, meeting kids, that have aspirations of playing football in college, and just meeting them and teaching them some things I know. And yeah, I mean, football there is growing huge. I think they plan on having an NFL game next year there. It's growing huge. I think it's the third most watched country in the world. America number 1, Mexico number 2, and Brazil number 3 that watches NFL in college. So it's growing huge, and I just can't wait to continue growing that. And my goal is obviously to have either college game or NFL game where I'm playing in Brazil, in Rio, in my hometown.
That'd be a really sick goal.
Yeah.
And obviously your goal is to play at Virginia Tech and then advance to the NFL, and then having a game in Brazil would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
What's your ultimate goal? Is it to inspire people to have fun? What is your ultimate goal? It could be, a goal that takes years, or it could happen soon.
No, 100%. So I look at it 4 different ways. I have my short-term goals, which are my goals that I have now. I have my mid-term goals. I have my long-term goals, and I have my big long-term goals. So my short-term goals is to just be the best version of myself each and every single day, give my best in everything I do, whether that's here in practice or whether that's taking the trash out or washing the dishes, just give my best in everything I do. Another short-term goal of mine is obviously to win a state championship that we talked about. And then my midterm goal is when I get to college, what I'm going to do in college. My biggest goal that I want to do in college is bring a national championship to Blacksburg and win a Heisman. My long-term goal is get to the NFL. Hopefully, God willing, have the chance to be a first rounder and just go in the NFL and just be the best version of myself each and every single day. And I know if I do that, good things are going to happen. So
I think good things will happen.
Yeah.
Again, that's Davi Belfort, Western Wildcats quarterback, and then at the next level, he's going to be playing for Virginia Tech. I'm Isaac Edelman. Look, remember the name Davi Belfort. He's going to be a star. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you guys. See ya.